Good evening everybody and welcome to the channel. Wales forever, Red and Chuck say. Welcome to Talladega, guys. We're at Talladega for round 9 and as you can see, America still topping the lead, Canada in second, Mexico with that last round win at Watkins, Glen in third place. I've not seen your email yet, but I will go and have a look afterwards. I completely forgot. I do apologise, but I will look after this race. I'm going to take a screenshot of that chat now, just so I remember. Hello, Bowler. How are you this evening? So, what have we got? Wales are on pole position, looking for their second win of this evening. Hello, Edgar. Here he is. Didn't use your screen that you sent me. For some reason it didn't work. It didn't fit on the screen. It was too small. So I don't know what that was about. I'm not sure. Maybe I was doing something wrong. Hello, Mike. How are you today? Canada in second. South Africa in third place. They're looking for their first win of the season. America looking for their second win. Canada have 3 wins already, so they're looking for a 4th. Mexico down in 7th. Netherlands in 8th. Edgar will be impressed. Who is at the back of the grid? Let's take a look. And it's China. It is actually China are at the back of the grid. Unfortunately, that's not good at all. But what can you do? Don't know. Hello, Matthias. How are you? Let's go track side. Let's go track side. What size should it be? I don't actually know. I don't know. I put it into OBS and it just wouldn't come up for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. I just really don't know why it was doing that. So very, very odd. Let's press continue. There you go. Impress. It's no 7th. They're doing well, Netherlands.
Drivers, start your engines!
This race is going to be epic. This is a 2017 Talladega track. So this is going to be a good race. 100%. Looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this all week as the boys all go out from the pit lane. Oh, and a few of them hit the cone. The cone stays still. Interesting. Perhaps, maybe. I'm going to have a mess around with it. I'm going to do it into a JPEG later. And then see if it works then. Before you do anything. It's just a waste of time otherwise if it doesn't work. So I'll have another go later with a JPEG. It's just because I left it too late to put it in. I just remembered it at the last minute. I put it in. It didn't work. And I was like, right, well, I haven't got time to fix it. So that was it, really. Wales are on pole, yes. Going to be an interesting one, but my money is on Mexico. Even though they're way down qualifying, I still think Mexico are going to pull this one out today. America, definitely not. Canada, maybe. The Dutch could spring a surprise. They could spring a surprise. The position tracker. What do you mean? What, the ticker up the top? If you're on about the ticker, go to armorydigital.com. He's got a new site now, actually. I think it's the same .com. Not sure. Hello, Brian. How are you today, mate? Yeah, it's Armory Digital, and they do all the ticker files there. It's really, really cool, and you can obviously edit them yourself and stuff like that. So here we go then. Mr. Pace Truck Man will pull in and we will be underway any second now. Are you ready, boys? Are Wales going to do it from the pole? Are Canada going to do their 4th win? Are South Africa actually going to win a race? South Africa have not won a race yet. Absolutely amazing. And here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. Wales go straight ahead into the lead. They're not messing about. They mean business today. Cracking form already. Only one turn and I'm already saying they're on cracking form. I'm well ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the curve, as the Joker would say. So South Africa taking the lead on the first lap by the looks of things. Yes, just look at that for timing. 0.00. Wow, the Netherlands. Look at the Netherlands up there. They're in 8th place. They are being already steady. Steady as they go. Looks like they're all going wide down that back straight. Wales already cementing that place next to South Africa. 3 wide between Greece, Portugal and Canada there. England are in the mix of this as well. Interesting to see as America not that close to the front yet, but they usually are a late starter. Yeah, it's definitely .com, isn't it? Is that what it's called now? Okay. Yeah. It's awesome though, because you can edit it yourself, and that obviously you have to Photoshop and or Krita or GIMP, whatever you use. And then I just make them myself in my different leagues. I'm going to change this one. I don't like this one. So Greece take the lead on lap 3. Absolutely incredible scenes here. Greece have had a second, 2 seconds and 2 third places this season. Unbelievable form from them. Never been this high in the racing before in the last 2 seasons, so this is something unprecedented from them, and that is pretty good, as Mexico last round winners at Watkins Glen now go into the lead. Saudi Arabia down there, unbelievable that as well. The Netherlands have fallen back by the looks of things. It's nice to see we still have a pack running at the front, but I do believe, I really do believe this, but this race I think is going to go right to the end. It's going to be a close one. I'm promised that this track is a racing track, so I can't remember who made it. I don't know if it's Smithton or no, it's NR Track Designs. NR Track Designs made this one, and I'm told it is a really, really good track. It's Belgium or no, Germany, well up high there near the wall. Bit worrying, getting a bit close. Unlike them. Mexico strong again, you're right, yeah, they are strong. They were strong in your championship as well, weren't they? They've been strong every season, in fairness. They've just never managed to pull it off. Greece are leading the way though, which is pretty good. Mexico hot on their tail. Downside of that outside lane, yeah, going very, very high. Greece, this is my race. Mexico, no te creo. Is that how you say it? No te creo? Oh, look at Mexico now. They're pulling in down that lower lane, going to undertake the Greeks. It looks like Saudi Arabia and South Africa are going to pull themselves along with that slipstream. Greece have nowhere to go now, but just hope that they can keep on the back of that Mexican car. Portugal in the mix there. America still behind, not done anything exciting yet. Wales have fallen way back down the pecking order. The Netherlands are in 13th now, so they've dropped a lot of places. But again, it's a long way to go. We're only on lap 7. We got 59 to go. I think South Africa could be there at the end as long as everything goes to plan. Looks like Scotland and China are well at the back. Unfortunate for them. Spanish 4, I don't believe you. How are things in America and Holland and wherever else anyone's from in the chat? Is things okay? Is everything good? Mike Jones is going to add Bobby Swift and Britt Yardley. I'm sure he's going to add them soon. I'm sure he will. But he's making his own Piston Cup cars. It's awesome. They look pretty good and all. I'm a bit jealous. Might have to steal them. Unsuspectingly, and he's not realising it, and I'll just tape them. They do look pretty cool, I've got to say. Good paint job. Good paint job. And it looks like South Africa and Saudi Arabia. And now the 1-2 here. Mexico going up high. Going back to obviously pace themselves for the rest of this race. Not sure when we'll have pits. Maybe lap 17, 18. What do you guys think? So let's have a walk around. People are fed up with the lockdown, so they're not listening and going out more. Thank God it was raining. Yeah, it's been raining here the last 2 days, but tomorrow it goes back to like 82 degrees, so everyone will be back out again on their bikes, and it's just crazy. Just crazy. I think here it's just going mad now. They're on about schools opening in June. And next week maybe letting people out with masks on, so if you want to go out you have to wear a mask, and opening everything, literally everything, shops, a lot, but you have to all be wearing masks, so that'd be a bit weird. Best time to rob a bank, I suppose. As Mexico go low, South Africa in the lead. Mexico look at all of them, look at them, they're like flies, all trying to find a little bit of space. So far so good, no cautions as of yet. They will be based on the wiki page. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. So I think 2007, 2000, okay, nice. Yeah, I do like your new cars, I've got to say. I do like the new videos you're putting up. If you haven't seen it, go to Mike Jones's channel. He does some awesome Piston Cup stuff. And other stuff as well, the NASCAR races, and he also does box openings of NASCAR little cars, you know, toy cars. They're really cool to watch. My son loves watching that stuff. South Africa and Mexico now pushing forward, trying to get away from this pack by the looks of things. And they've got a bit of a free line train going on here with Portugal. Ah, well, that's the thing, Edgar. I don't have to speak European anymore because a certain vote stopped that. If you want to be specific. Mexico looks like Memo Rojas. Oh, yeah. It's dark green with spots. Oh, no. Let's go around and have a look. So Sweden are at the back of the grid. China and Scotland as well there. There's Finland all on their lonesome. Maybe they've already pitted. We've got a group of cars here looking all very fancy and colourful, mainly red. But not much going on around the track. No pits as of yet. Maybe cars have pitted due to issues. There is the Netherlands. They're in 6th place. They're moving up, Edgar. They are moving up, which is good. We had in the last 24 hours 564 deaths. We're going down. I think they said by 97 a day average. So it's going down here, which is good. Anyway, back to this race. South Africa leading this race at the moment, and the Dutch are in third place. Nowhere near the English. Nowhere near the Scots. Nowhere near the Irish. Because we're smart arses, apparently. But they are near the Welsh. And the Welsh like to cause an issue with everything that we do, so that'd be interesting. They're practically completely closed. Wales, they're more closed than us. Ireland's more closed than us. Scotland's more closed than us. It's really mental in them countries. They've really gone full on lockdown. Kids aren't allowed out or anything. It's like they're allowed it for an hour a day. It's just madness. It is killing small businesses yet. And you're going to see a lot of businesses go out of business, and even big businesses like big supermarkets, shops, you know, shopping centres or malls or whatever that you call them in America or in Europe. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of changes. Even banks, I think, are going to struggle, especially getting their loans back because people can't work to earn money to pay them back. So I think there's going to be a lot of things getting teared up, a lot of paperwork, where they may even let people start fresh, maybe. Etc, etc. Well, that is true. That is true. Yeah. If they can transmit it, then we're doomed. Well, the Welsh are definitely doomed. Right. Ever been in a Welsh pub? Wow. That's an interesting occasion. And it looks like we're having our first round of pits. Whoa, 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 guys. Slow down. Slow down. Did anyone else just see that? That was epic. They all nearly stacked it. And I think there's a bit of bumper at the back there. So there was a few cars that got hit. But all the front runners and a little bit of smoke are going into pit lane as we speak, with South Africa leading this race at the moment. That infamous line I got from their website. It's their description. That's their own description that I've copied and pasted, basically. It's a good site, though. But it was I think that site is the new site from what they used to have. What they used to have was like the first ever NR 2003 site, I think. Yeah, I think someone's going to get a black flag for that one. Maybe even a disqualification. South Africa well out. And Greece as well. Saudi Arabia there. There's Portugal, Jamaica, Wales now. Very slow pit stop. The Dutch, Netherlands, Australia. So they're all getting out. They're all out of the pits. South Africa still leading this race. Yeah, the Welsh like a drink. I've got a few Welsh mates. Wow, they can drink. Yeah, they're a good bunch of guys, actually, especially in the rugby. What a laugh. They really are a good laugh in the rugby. Well, what a sudden pit stop that was. Lap 17 we went on the pits. Lap 16 cracking entrance. They all decided to pit at the last minute. They all followed the leader. They all followed South Africa. Greece is impressing me completely this season. If they stay where they are, that'd be their second of the season. But they could even go on to win today. They're looking very, very strong. Let's go on board. Greece really close to that South African car. There's still cars coming out of the pits. It's quite amazing, really. Let's see what that's done to the standings. Obviously, they will update as we go. Greece are in second, Saudi Arabia third, having a good race. Wales in fourth, started on pole. The Netherlands are in fifth. That's brilliant for them. They started in seventh. Canada in sixth, America in seventh. Poor for Canada and America. Mexico now down in eighth place. And now South Africa look like they're hitting traffic. This could slow their dominance in this race. But it's now Greece that go into the lead. Not officially, but they will when they go over that start-finish line. South Africa need to go low. That's where they're going. They need to catch that Greek car and get back into the lead. And you are right. They do love their karaoke, especially Shirley Bassey, Tom Jones. Anything by a Welsh artist they absolutely love. And they will sing it. Doesn't matter if they're drunk or not. They will sing it. Have we got any cars out? Not that I know of. Nothing's out yet. No. Turkey are 4 laps behind. But Greece are currently leading this race, which is pretty cool for Greece. This could be their first win of the season. Lap 21. Yeah, they did start in 8th. Sorry, do apologise. South Africa, how back is he now? Look behind you. Yeah, literally. As South Africa are now struggling to get past the Chinese, who will be lapped, of course. But Greece making the most of that buffer and going as fast as they can to get away from South Africa. And I do believe there's a rumour that these cars will be changing next season for Season 4 of the Nations Cup. They're going to have a new generation of Nations Cup cars, which will be interesting. Which will be interesting to see. If it goes through, of course. But look at South Africa catch that Greek car. Did you see that? That was epically fast. Wow, look at them go. Look at them go. That is by far absolutely brilliant. Look at this. South Africa have caught them. Within seconds, they've overtaken them. Look at that. Greece must be absolutely devastated to lose it that easy. They didn't even defend the position that well. They just went out the way and then went behind the South Africans. South Africa went with ease. Good to know that South Africa are in the lead, but it's also good to see that the Dutch are flying high in third officially, but not now. Looks like Saudi Arabia have taken that place back. We've got some back markers there. Australia being one of them, which is a bit odd. There's Wales, Canada. Looks like that could be Mexico there. They're down in 7th place now, but the Dutch looking for a podium spot today, which will do them a lot of good and a world of good. That will definitely give them a boost. This could be the South African comeback that we had last season. Does everyone remember it? Where they won 4 races on the bounce, but still lost the Nations Cup to America. We had more top 10s and top 5s. Oh, and the Greeks nearly hit Scotland up the bum. I don't think the Scots would have liked that very much. Definitely not. I think they went in the wrong country there, but that has slowed the Greeks right down. South Africa now push on. Looking in that mirror, you can see there's a bit of a gap now, maybe a 2-car length gap. So as we go to the spectator cam, we can see the gap there, and we can see there's lots of cars all around the track now, all due to that pit stop on lap 16 as they go off into the distance. They will now fly past the static cam. Which I had to move, by the way, if any of the creators are watching this. I had to move the camera over towards the track because it was outside the track. and all you could see was the fence. So I had to move that. That was the only issue with this track. So I changed the camera and it looks a lot better now. Not changed any of the others though, so if the creators are watching, I do apologise, but I had to change it. It just looked awful. South Africa still leading this race on lap 25. Not long to go. No cautions as of yet, touching wood, but hopefully it will stay like that. We don't want any cautions today. Safe and sound is the policy. This is Canada, the Netherlands, all in a line. There's Iceland. They are on a back lap, so no need to worry about them. There's the Welsh catching up with the Dutch now. They've got around that back marker. Saudi Arabia in 5th. Holland in 4th. Canada in 3rd. Looking for their 4th win of the season. Can it be done here? Are South Africa already too far ahead? Look at that gap. 3:60. 3 seconds and 60. That is an amazing gap already. As South Africa do it again and send the Greeks low behind a back marker. But has it worked out better for the Greeks? It has. Look, the Greeks go underneath. Pushing the Finns up high in front of South Africa. Oh, don't bring up football. Don't bring up football. That's not a good thing to do for an English fan. It's always coming home. Every weekend it comes home. Usually about 1 o'clock in the morning. With a pint. Don't talk about the Euros or the World Cup. Painful for the Dutchies. Yeah, very painful. They've got a lot of making up to do. So have the Germans as well. They've got a lot to make up for. South Africa now back in front after that little disastrous tactic from the Greeks, which worked for them but didn't work for South Africa. They went the complete opposite direction of them and it worked very well as Canada fly past Finland. The Dutch trying to catch hold of that slipstream, looking to catch the Greeks, and it hasn't taken long for these guys to catch up with these front runners. There was a big gap, but that gap has now closed. It was over 3 seconds. It's now down to 0.45. Oh, okay, fair enough. You have better things to do in Holland than we do here. We can just drink, remember? The Nations League final was a good start. Yeah, it was. It was a good start. Yeah, definitely. I think you're in the right way forward for the Dutch and the Germans. They're on their way forward, definitely. I think the English team have gone backwards, actually. Looks like Canada are now about to dethrone the South Africans from that lead spot, and even the Dutch are pushing their noses in. South Africa have led for so long. I expected them to dominate. 36 laps going, and Canada have pushed the South Africans and the Greeks up high. Greeks now looking into that gap there to try and find a way through. Canada now leading this race. Wow, now look at this. the Dutch go into the lead. The first time they've ever been in the lead in a race officially without having to use a pit stop or anything. They have now gone into the lead. Is this a potential for a Dutch win today, Edgar? Will the Dutch win this race as Wales now come up behind them? Canada in third place. Having the Welsh behind you would be pretty worrying, I'm sure, as that car is pretty fast, as we know. Favourite NASCAR divers. I didn't know they did diving. Oh, Mike, this is interesting. What's it called? The Diving Cup? Or the Diving NASCAR Cup? Or did you mean drivers? I'm joking. Being sarcastic. My favourite NASCAR driver's got to be Jimmy Johnson. He's a gent. Definitely. Now you won't screw it up. Look, you're pacing yourselves now. You're back down, but you're pacing yourselves. That's what you need to do. So I have to fall way back. I haven't got a clue where are the Yanks? Where are America? They're in 7th place, the Americans. Not seen them all race, to be fair. Let's take a go. Let's go back. See, there they are. America, they are in 7th place, all on their own, struggling to get back to the front of this grid. It looks like we're having more pit stops here. Canada go in, Wales go in, the Greeks go in, Saudi, South Africa all go in. Everyone else continues on as America come in as well. And we go back to the leader, which is the Dutch. Now they are staying out. They will come in on this lap. No cautions as of yet. Mexico fallen way back. I think they may win this and do a double, but they don't think that's going to happen today. So where are all the other cars when they come out? So there's Canada. Canada and Saudi Arabia are out. Greece are out. Wales are out. South Africa get out. So now we've got to see, as America come out in the background, we've got to see if Canada can get round before the Dutch make it back out of the pit. And they've not continued on, so they are definitely, most definitely in the pits. But where? There they are. So they've just got in the pits. They're not coming out yet. They've got to do their pit stop. There you go. That's their pit stop done. So now we need to find the Canadians, of course. And where are they? They are coming around already. Very fast from the Canadians. Can they get past this pit stop before the Dutch get out? There's the Dutch. They are out. The Dutch are out. The Netherlands are out from the pit stop. But no, Canada overtake them. They will go in the lead when they come back round, I'm sure. Give it a couple of laps and that will update. Canada take the lead, heading towards their 4th win of the season. Yeah, I like Jeff Gordon. He was a ledge. I like Dale Earnhardt Jr. as well. No draft for the Canadians, you're right. No draft. Clean air, but no draft. Everyone else behind them is going to have clean air as the Dutch have fallen back down the grid. They're currently in the lead on paper, but that won't be official until they go over the start-finish line a few times. It will all change, of course, as it's the Welsh are now into 2nd place, Greece in 3rd, the Dutch are in 4th place. Canada now leading this race by 5.08 seconds on lap 36, 30 laps to go. Yeah, I like Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., I liked him, and I'm quite partial to Joe Logano. I quite like Joe Logano. He's always happy, he's always smiling. I think that's good. That's confidence, that is. Real good confidence. Don't like Denny Hamlin. Can't stand Brad Keselowski. My son loves Kyle Busch. We tried to get him some NASCAR cars for Christmas, but they're so expensive to import. Unbelievable. They're like $8 to buy, but import it comes to about like $25 for a little car. It's just ridiculous. That's why probably they don't sell them here, to be fair. Because the import is so expensive. Canada now 4.37, so Wales are catching them. And as you said, there's no draft, but look at the Dutch flying. Literally like the Flying Dutchman there. Wow, they are really on the prowl today. I've never seen anything like it from them. It seems like they've got a firework behind them. They are doing pretty well today, Edgar, and I am one of all that's surprised. Really well done. I really hope they finish this race high up in the grid and get some championship points. They're 11th in the table. Unfortunately, they're not in that table in front of you. But they are 11th. Australia in 10th place as the Dutch try and catch up with the Canadians who are there. As you can see, turn down for what I'm in my first place. So there's the back of the grid, which Canada will be catching very soon as the Greeks now pushing the Dutch up high. Edgar will know all about the Greeks. He lived there for a while and will probably go back after all this lockdown has stopped. You're not getting your hopes up just yet. I would. Get your hopes up. Go on. Get your hopes up. Anything can happen. I think there's going to be another pit stop. I really do. You're slowly warming to him. Ooh, okay, yeah. I think he's mellowed. He's definitely mellowed. But again, we haven't had a full season, have we? So we're only, 4 races in? So, you know, I think when it gets serious, playoffs, stuff like that, that's when he turns funny, I think. He gets a bit aggressive and a bit cocky. That's like he reminds me of Lewis Hamilton, actually. You know, he thinks he's the best, no one can beat him. So no, I just hate that attitude. You're only as good as you are, and you're only as good as the car you've got. And Lewis Hamilton's, the only reason he's good is because he's got the best car. Sorry. But he could close his eyes and that car would still win. Canada now 1.14 ahead, so that gap has been closed. Let's go and look at the cars behind chasing them. As you can see, the Greeks, the South Africans, Wales and the Dutch, the Netherlands, all chasing down that maple leaf printed car. They are on the verge of catching as well. Look at this, lap 40, 26 to go, and it looks like South Africa may be the first car to catch this Canadian ball breaker. He is absolutely on the fire, but no longer, as South Africa retake the lead. Not officially, but look at that. Canada's still just edging it, but South Africa seem to have the faster part of the track by the looks of things. Yeah, I rate Bottas. I do. I really do. If you swap cars and swapped sponsorship rights and all that sort of stuff, he'd be winning every week. But because Lewis Hamilton has to be the face of Mercedes, he has to win all the time. So, because he brings in the sponsorship money. It's just ridiculous. It's Formula One is so scripted. It's unbelievable. That's what got me into NASCAR and touring cars and stuff like that, because you have different winners all the time. You may have a couple of tracks where they win every race, but you know, it's just exciting. Formula One's just got so boring and so scripted. You just know that Lewis Hamilton's either going to be first or second, you know, and usually first. If you're a betting man, you would not bet on Formula One, that's for sure. Wales now going into the lead, back to where they started in pole position. Lap 42, the Welsh retake the lead, the Dutch in second. Now we're coming up to back markers. This could destroy a bit of momentum here. No yellow flags as of yet. As of yet. Look at this. The the Netherlands and South Africa are catching that Welsh car. All of a sudden, the Welsh are looking in that mirror, considering what their next move is. I like Marcus's cars free. Max is the best at the moment. Yeah, Max is good. He is going to be the new a future champion, 100%. I just hope he doesn't end up like Hamilton. I really don't. I just hope they don't ruin him like they've ruined Hamilton. Because when Hamilton first came on the scene, he was brilliant. You know, not just as a driver, but everything. He had all the qualities. He was cool. He was calm. He never boasted, never bigged himself up. Just got the job done. Now, oh my, he's just a nightmare. An absolute nightmare. The nicest driver in Formula 1 is now retired, and that was Jenson Button. He was Mr. Nice. He was like Jimmy Johnson of Formula 1. Never had a bad word to say about anyone, never bigged himself up, and just turned up and got the job done. He was one of them, you know, it was all about taking part. So South Africa going into lap 45, getting a bit distracted. Do apologise, guys. And yeah, you're right, I think South Africa are probably about to say, "Have you missed me? I'm back." As them famous words from Independence Day. But the Dutch going low again. I think we're going to have a lovely little race here to the finish, because I think there'll be another set of pits, you know, and I think that's when we'll know who's going to win this race, because whoever comes out first, second and third there will be racing to the line, just like they are now. It's so close. South Africa go high. Netherlands are behind the Russians, who have never penetrated this tournament like I thought they would. But the Dutch going low is a good move, because now they're going to leave South Africa behind. They're now going to struggle to get past the Koreans and Jamaica, but if they can just get that line and stop the South Koreans getting it, no, they're not going to. They need to go a little bit lower and slow themselves up. The Dutch in the lead again today. They will be very, very happy as they go low, get away from them back markers, get past them, otherwise it will slow them down for Canada to re-enter this threesome that's going on at the front. Timmy the Flagman is the best flagman that ever existed. Poor guy, never ever gets any recognition. He comes to every race I do. He's like my sidekick. He's not had to do much today. Must be bored up there. I did give him a flask of coffee though, so we're not meant to give him coffee because it makes him a bit hyper. I'm a bit worried. I need a Timmy moving figure in the corner of the screen every time we have a yellow or something, so we can wave the flag so we can see him. Actually see him do it. We have a camera focused straight on Timmy. As we go 3 wide down the third turn. Wow. The Dutch going really, really high there. South Africa and the Welsh overtake and continue their little battle that they've had most of this race. He doesn't stop waving that yellow flag, does he? It's like he's on a mission. You know, have you ever seen these flags high up in the in these buildings where they've been up so long that they're like falling to bits? That's what his yellow flag's going to end up like. It's just ridiculous. He loves the yellow flag, that man. Wales in the lead. South Africa fell back a little bit there. Not sure what is going on there. Maybe there's issues. Maybe we are coming towards another pit stop. Perhaps that's why they've got into that position to go low, pushing the Welsh out high. Portuguese, well, what has happened to them? They were at the front of this race. They are way down now, and they're getting lapped. They are the last car on the lead lap at the moment, but not good for them. They were leading this race for a little bit, so not sure what's happened there. Bad pit stops again, which obviously pit stop changes everything. You can win a race on a pit stop, you can also lose a race, and it looks like it's not Portugal's day today. Unfortunately, they have won a race this season, but they haven't done anything major since, as the Dutch are doing incredibly well, and I'm so proud of them today, because they've really stayed up the front with these boys, just showing that they can compete with the big boys, and they are to be reckoned with, as we're having another round of pits by the looks of things. The leaders, well, the Dutch continue, but the Welsh come in with Greece, South Africa, and it looks like Canada as well go in. So the Mexicans have already been in, and there is our leader, the Netherlands, way out now. 16 laps to go. They will go in on this lap, I'm sure, to get their pit stop, get their new tyres, get some extra fuel, and hopefully take them to victory lane. They are well ahead now. They have to get out before South Africa, Canada, the Greeks. They have to do that, otherwise it will ruin their race. And I thought they were going to continue on, and they are. They're continuing on for a second lap. The Dutch continue for a second lap, guys. They are going to make the most of this leadership, as they are now about to go past the Canadians. They are about to go past what looks like to me the leadership. Well, the other teams behind them. There is South Africa. They are about to lap South Africa. This is going to be epic. They need to go in the pits, or else they're going to run out of fuel. Don't be silly, the Netherlands. I know you've not been at the front of the race ever. You're not experienced here, but I'm sure your spotters and your pit team are. Will you come in, or are you going to continue on? They're coming in. They decide to come in. They're now a lap in front. That is amazing. They didn't get to lap Canada or South Africa, because they didn't pass the start-go line. But wow. Hello, Brian. Hello, Jackson. How are you, young man? Jackson pulling with the underdog, Greece. Yes, well, they were leading this race for a while. It's now the Dutch. It's all about the Dutch at the moment. They are in the pits. Can they keep this lead? Wow, I can't believe they continued on for another lap. That was something else. Well done to the Dutch. They will now obviously come out. It looks like we've got some racing going on in front of them, but they've obviously got to get around, make sure that they get in front of the South Africans, the Canadians, the Greeks. Even England are up in fifth at the moment, shockingly. Not too sure what you mean, Bolo. Not too sure what you mean. Reference? Is the track reference on that, do you mean? I don't know. This is the 2017 Talladega track, as the Welsh and the Greeks go past the Dutch. What does that mean? Do they have to catch up with the Dutch, or does the Dutch have to catch up with them? Speak to me, guys. What is going on? Are the Dutch still officially in the lead? We won't know until they do a couple of laps, so we could be following the wrong team at the moment, but I don't think we are. And we definitely, most definitely are. It is the Welsh that are leading this race, and it's the Greeks that are in second place. The Greeks and the Welsh are now 1-2. Netherlands have now got to catch them and get that lead back. South Africa is 6 seconds behind. You can see them in the distance there with Canada fighting it out for fourth place. But now we are looking at the new leaders of this race, who started on pole position. It was Wales. They are now back in the lead. They are on lap 53. They've got to get past the Portuguese. They're holding the Welsh and the Greeks up, which gives the Dutch a chance to catch up. There is the Netherlands in the background. So the Welsh go low, the Greeks follow, of course, because they're using that slipstream to pull themselves around. The Dutch don't look like they're making any difference at the moment. Will they make a last couple of laps blast? Let's see where they are. There they are. Will they catch up as they go over the start-finish line? Look at that time in the top left-hand corner. Will it change? Will it go lower or higher? It's gone higher. So the Dutch are losing ground on the leadership here. It could be a Welsh-Greek 1-2. Who is going to win it? Will the Greeks win their first ever race? Will the Welsh go on to win another race this season? Their third race all time. Can they do it today? Can the Welsh be strong enough to go from pole to win? That would be extraordinary. Wales say bye. Portugal well out of the loop today. Not sure what happened there. We didn't have a chance to keep an eye on them. But now we have a problem. The Welsh are hitting a lot of traffic. They need a lot of traffic. And they are going to catch. The Dutch will catch them now, I'm sure. Because it's going to take a lot for Wales to cipher through this lot. Or unless they all move out the way, which I've never seen happen before. So, oh, they're getting rather close to the Croatians. There's the Dutch are in the distance. They're like a spot on a dartboard. They are really far behind. 4.5 now, and now no draft, as you say, Edgar. And now I think you're right, Mike. I think Greece will pull this off. Maybe on lap 64, 65. They will just give themselves a little slingshot around the Welsh. And I think the Welsh won't have anything to come back at them with. They are using everything they've got to catch up now and get past these guys. But it's just not happening. As the Dutch come over the start-finish line, what will happen to that time? They're losing time dramatically. 5.04 now. And the Welsh are getting through this backlog here pretty easy. I think the Dutch's day is over. I think the Flying Dutchman will come in third. The South Africans are way behind them. Just over 4 seconds. The Welsh now stuck behind the Brazilians. As the Greeks move on into first place. They have got through the traffic easier than the Welsh, and they've moved way before when I said they would. The Welsh struggling to get past Brazil. Greece now go into the lead, potentially en route to win their first ever Nations Cup, and they probably, out of everyone this season, deserve it the most. 2 second place finishes and 2 third place finishes. They do deserve a win today. Can they manage to do it? So currently with the leaders, Greece watching on, seeing what is happening. They're looking around, looking for space. Can they find any space at all? Let's go on board with them. So it looks like the Welsh are now beside them. They've just got in front of them. The Welsh have got back in the lead. The Greeks falling back now. Falling back behind them. The Portuguese aren't anything to do with this race. But the Greeks could go lower there and find that spot and get past the Welsh. They're now catching up with the Welsh to use their slipstream. Lap 59. Going into lap 60. The Greeks getting rather close to the Egyptians there. Pretty worrying. It's now the Welsh that lead this race. We're on board with the Welsh now as they go past Ireland, their neighbours, and there's Qatar in front of them. The optimism, you say. Where are the Greeks now? Now, it's funny you say this because the Dutch are now 4.16 behind, so they are catching, but they still look a dot in the distance in racing terms, and it looks like the Welsh are on their way, but the Greeks are not giving up. 6 laps to go. Anything could happen. The slightest mistake could change everything here for both these cars. They're still fighting with back markers, and that is where the struggle continues as The Welsh go low, get past the Japs. They've now got to get past the Saudis, and hopefully they can cement themselves at the front and not have to deal with any more back markers. The Welsh now well ahead of the Greeks, but the Greeks could pull something out of the bag. Matthias is saying, Wales, see you later, Qatar. Yep, Qatarians looking on in disbelievement. A spot on the darts board. We do have, yeah, you do. You have one of the best dart players in the world. But my friend would not say that, of course. He would definitely not say that. But also we have in this country one of the legends of darts, and that is of course Phil Taylor, who by the way I don't like. So my favourite is Barneveld. I love Barneveld. Such a shame he's had such a bad couple of years due to health reasons. But I've always liked Barneveld, even when he was on the BDO. Always admired him, thought he was one of the good guys on the circuit. So Wales now leading this race on lap 62. It's theirs to lose now as the Portuguese trying to race them. Not sure why they're on back lap, so it'd be very silly of them to fight with the Welsh boys. That will not go down well. We've got 10 cars on the lead lap. Everyone else is on a back lap. We have number 16's out and number 1 is out. England are out as well. So 2 cars have left this race due to engine issues, but no accidents. Yep, download the UIE from Armory Digital's website. Yep, download it all. Whatever he's got on there, everything he's got works really well, especially his tracks. His tracks really need a good computer though, like a really fast computer. Mine's new. I only bought mine last year, and it struggles with his tracks. Sorry. Barney puts way too much pressure on himself. Taylor does not care. Taylor's on about making a comeback. Taylor was even on about, quoted at Christmas, saying he may even go to the BDO just for a giggle. And the BDO said they'd have him back, even though they banned him all them years ago. They said they'd have him back because I think it would do their reputation a big boost. So the Welsh now going towards lap 65. The Greeks, I don't think, have any space to catch. As you can see, South Africa are still behind the Dutch in the distance. They are in third, Netherlands. But it doesn't look like the Greeks have anything in that car. There's too much in front of them. 65 laps is about to happen. They are on their way to lap 65, just about. There it is. Lap 65 starts. Your computer is a beast. Oh, you lucky man. Download his tracks then, because they are awesome, especially his Armory Digital track. That is pretty cool. So here we go. We are on lap 65. Wales are high, Greece are low. Who is going to be the victor at the end of this? Greece has open doors there, but no slipstream. The Welsh have an Australian slipstream that they are going to use to their advancement in this race. We go towards lap 66. Super graphics card. Wow, that is cool. I want one. The Dutch to avoid the crash and win the race. That would be nice. Oh, and it nearly happened. Did you see Northern Ireland then? They nearly hit the Welsh. Wow, we're on lap 66. The white flag has been gone. Timmy finally does some work. He will get paid, I'm sure, as the Japs looking like they're trying to take out the Greeks there. That will not go down well back home. The Welsh now on their way to win their second race of the season in the Nations Cup. Yeah, there's cars from last season and this season as well in there. So just so you can have a mess around if you want to. Here we go. The Welsh go towards that finish line to win round 9 of the Nations Cup. Timmy, the flagman, waves his checkered flag. Another job well done by him. And Doug, the pace truck driver, finally wakes up as he's had nothing to do. But what can you do? What a race, guys. This has been an epic race. We've had so many different leaders. $1,700 for a computer. You are a mad man. But I am very jealous. The Dutch are in third. The Greeks didn't manage to get their first win. Fell short of the last few hurdles. Unfortunate for them. Very, very bad. All this overtime pays off, I can imagine. So there are the final results. We had 9 cars left on the lead lap. Wales, Greece, Netherlands hit the podium. South Africa 4th, still without a win this season. Unfortunate for the past champions. Wales, you won. Red and Chuck, you must be so happy. Canada in 5th, Mexico 6th, USA in 7th. Not seen them all race, which is probably the first time. The same as, well, actually just them. You know, we didn't even see them in the top 5. Very bad race from the Americans. Germany in 8th, good for them. Belgium, good place for them. Portugal 10th, who make up the top 10. Who are the cars that went out? It was England and Morocco, piston and camshaft issues. Let's go to the official results. Back in the top 10, baby. Thank you, Brian. Thank you very much. Take care, mate. So there you go. Canada are top now. With 8 top 10s. Mexico 3rd. America 2nd. South Africa move up to 4th. They'll be happy with that without a win. That's pretty good. 7 top 5s the South Africans have. That is pretty cool. And look at that. The Dutch back in the top 10 with their first top 5 and first podium. Happy days for the Netherlands. They will be very, very impressed with that. Let's go back to the results of that race and let's have a look. No cautions. 21 lead changes over 6 drivers. That's pretty cool. South Africa led for 22 laps. Wales led for 18. Netherlands led for 10. Greece for 8. Canada for 6. And Mexico for 2. I thought the Portuguese did lead for a lap, but they didn't. So I was wrong. Absolutely brilliant. Since you've been just subscribed, Wales get better. You've got the luck of the Welsh. That's what it is. You are one lucky man today. The Welsh have won. Next up for the Nations Cup, next Thursday night, 9 p.m. It's Rockingham. The round 10 goes to Europe, where we hit Rockingham. And then for round 11, we hit the Euro Speedway in Germany. So, but next up, it will be Rockingham. Absolutely incredible. Caution-free race at Talladega. What year? 2002. Wow. Incredible. Thanks, guys, for watching. The website will be updated with that table. And next up, tomorrow night, it's the start of the United States Championship, where all the states from all over America take part in a championship. Only 42 states, of course. 8 missed out. But 42 made it in, so that starts at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. But the next Nations Cup race is next Thursday, 9 o'clock UK time, and we're in Rockingham. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you can subscribe, like, and share. And anything you do does help, and I do appreciate you all being here for being supportive. especially you know who you are, who've been here from the beginning. Still got your thinking cap on for that one, yes. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, and then obviously Edgar, Monday we've got the A1 Grand Prix, which is going to be awesome. That is the World Cup of Motorsport. That will be cool. But anyway, thanks guys, have a lovely day or lovely afternoon or lovely evening wherever you are. Don't forget to keep safe and well. Keep away from anyone who's coughing or sneezing, and definitely check your temperature and make sure you eat really, really well, because eating fights anything, apparently. Well, I don't know. I've just got a lot of fat, I know that. That's just my excuse. Anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for being here tonight. And let's hope tomorrow night's States Cup will bring you a lot of enjoyment. Good night. Take care.